Chosen ones, something extraordinary is happening right now. The universe is shifting in your favor while your enemies scramble in absolute terror. They thought they could break you with their schemes and dark intentions. They believed their organized attacks would finally bring you down. But here's what they never calculated. They just went to war against one of God's strongest angels walking in human form. Right now, as you absorb these words, panic is spreading through their ranks. The very people who plotted against you are discovering the catastrophic mistake they made. They're realizing they didn't just attack a regular person. They attacked someone divinely protected, cosmically connected, and spiritually untouchable. The tables have turned so dramatically that these same people who wanted to destroy you are now desperately wanting to apologize. This isn't just karma catching up. This is divine justice in full operation. Today you're going to understand exactly why every attack against you has failed, why their dark magic backfired, and why you're still standing stronger than ever while they're falling apart. Get ready to discover the spiritual war that's been raging around you and why your victory was always guaranteed. When your enemies looked at you, they saw someone they could manipulate, control, and ultimately destroy. They gathered their little groups, formed their secret alliances, and convinced themselves they had the perfect plan. Some of these people were family members who betrayed your trust. Others were former friends who turned against you out of jealousy. There were romantic partners who thought they could steal your energy and leave you broken. They underestimated everything about you. While they were plotting in shadows, you were being prepared by forces they couldn't even comprehend. They saw your kindness and mistook it for weakness. They witnessed your spirituality and thought it made you vulnerable. They observed your success and decided it belonged to them instead. These people formed actual covens against you. They practiced dark arts, trying to bind you with spells and hexes. They buried your photographs in graveyards, believing they could control your destiny from beyond the veil. Some even attempted to poison your food, thinking they could weaken your spiritual defenses. They coordinated their attacks across multiple dimensions: physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual. But here's what they never understood. You weren't just some random target they could take down with their amateur witchcraft and petty schemes. You were placed on this earth with a specific mission, protected by forces that make their little magic circles look like children playing with toys. Picture this scene unfolding right now. Your enemies are gathered, expecting to celebrate your downfall. Instead, they're staring at each other in growing horror as they realize their spells didn't just fail, they rebounded with devastating force. The dark magic they sent toward you has circled back to them multiplied. The poisoning attempts they made have backfired in the most ironic way possible. Some of them are now dealing with mysterious illnesses that doctors can't identify or treat. The same toxins they tried to slip into your food or environment have somehow manifested in their own bodies. They're experiencing the exact symptoms they wanted you to suffer, while you remain perfectly healthy and energetically stronger than ever. Their attempts to make you appear mentally unstable have completely reversed. The same people who were calling you crazy, claiming you were insane in the membrane, are now experiencing psychological breakdowns themselves. They're having intrusive thoughts, paranoid episodes, and mental disturbances that mirror exactly what they tried to inflict on you. Meanwhile, your clarity and spiritual insight have reached levels that amaze even yourself. One by one, they're experiencing the consequences of attacking someone under divine protection. The family member who gave away your personal information to fuel their hex work is now facing legal troubles they never saw coming. The ex who tried to steal your inheritance through forged documents just got served with federal charges. The group that attempted to sacrifice your energy for their own gain is watching their own lives crumble in real time. They're calling emergency meetings, trying to figure out what went wrong. Some are suggesting they should dig up whatever they buried, attempting to reverse the damage. Others are arguing about who's to blame for this catastrophic miscalculation. The unity they had when attacking you has completely shattered now that the consequences are hitting. The most shocking revelation for them is discovering who you really are in the spiritual realm. Information is coming to light about your true lineage, your cosmic rank, your angelic connections. They're learning that you're not just protected, you're one of the protectors. You weren't sent here to be their victim, you were sent here to be their reckoning. Trompadempesamaudan, some of them are getting physically sick from the energy backlash, others are losing everything they tried to steal from you. The ones who attempted to drain your magnetic energy are finding themselves completely depleted, unable to function without the spiritual sustenance they were illegally siphoning from your aura. Every sign has been there all along, but now it's becoming undeniable. You've always had an otherworldly resilience that confused your enemies. When they expected you to break, you bent like a tree in the storm and snapped back stronger. When they poisoned your environment, you somehow transformed the toxicity into wisdom and power. Your magnetic energy has been impossible for them to fully steal or corrupt. Every attempt they made to siphon your spiritual power only resulted in them becoming more obsessed with you, more addicted to your presence. The love spells they cast to control you backfired so dramatically that they found themselves unable to function without access to your energy field. They became spiritually dependent on the very person they were trying to destroy. The body parts they used in their rituals against you never connected properly because your spiritual DNA is protected by cosmic encryption they couldn't break. Their attempts at sympathetic magic failed because your true essence exists on dimensional levels they can't access. Every photograph they buried, every personal item they stole, every hair or nail they collected became powerless the moment they tried to use it against you. If this message hits your spirit, hype this video so more chosen ones like you can find it. Your dreams have been filled with warnings and divine guidance. You've received protection in ways that seemed coincidental, but were actually carefully orchestrated interventions. The right people appeared in your life at crucial moments. The wrong people revealed themselves before they could cause maximum damage. Doors opened when you needed them most, and dangerous paths were mysteriously blocked. Even your enemies have started noticing supernatural occurrences around them since they began targeting you. Electronics malfunction in their presence. They experience unexplained illnesses that doctors can't diagnose. The truth is becoming clear to everyone involved. You carry the frequency of divine justice. Your very existence triggers cosmic rebalancing. When people try to harm you, they're not just attacking an individual, they're challenging the universe's order itself. And the universe has a way of protecting its chosen instruments. Your spiritual gifts have been growing stronger throughout this entire ordeal. While they were trying to steal your energy, you were actually being upgraded by the experience. Each attack forced you to tap into deeper levels of your angelic nature. Every hex they cast became a catalyst for your spiritual evolution. Watch what happens when people organize against divine will. Their carefully constructed alliances are imploding from within. The group that seemed so unified in their hatred for you is now turning on each other with vicious intensity. Trust has completely broken down because they're all looking for someone to blame for their spectacular failure. The infiltration you never knew was happening has now been revealed. You were never just a random target. You were strategically placed in their environment as divine bait. Your very presence was designed to expose their corrupt network from the inside. While they thought they were hunting you, you were actually the trap that would ultimately capture them all. Your role as an undercover angel becomes crystal clear now. Every conversation you had with these people was being recorded by cosmic intelligence. Every crime they committed while thinking you were helpless was witnessed by forces they never imagined existed. The federal investigations beginning to surface aren't coincidental. Your angelic handlers have been feeding information to human law enforcement through channels that appear completely natural. The evidence against your attackers is so overwhelming because you were unconsciously gathering it for months or even years before their attacks intensified. Some of your enemies are discovering that their phones have been mysteriously compromised. Their computers contain evidence they don't remember creating. Their financial records show transactions they can't explain. This isn't human hacking, this is cosmic justice using technology as a tool to expose truth that was hidden in darkness. Some members are trying to distance themselves from the operation entirely. They're claiming they never really wanted to hurt you, that they were just going along with the group. Others are pointing fingers, revealing secrets about who initiated what attacks. The hierarchy they established is crumbling as lower-level participants realize they were being used by people who promised them power but delivered only consequences. The technological warfare they attempted against you has completely backfired. Those tracking devices they placed on your vehicle have been discovered and traced back to them. The illegal surveillance equipment they installed has become evidence in federal cases against them. Every digital footprint they left while stalking you online has been preserved and is now being used to build criminal cases. Their attempts to hack your accounts and steal your personal information have triggered sophisticated cybersecurity investigations. What they thought were anonymous attacks have been traced through digital forensics that reveal not just their identities, but their entire network of criminal associates. Law enforcement is getting involved in ways they never anticipated. Financial crimes are being uncovered. Documents they forged are being examined by federal investigators. The illegal surveillance they conducted on you has been discovered and traced back to them. Some of them are facing serious jail time for crimes they committed while trying to destroy you. Their spiritual practices are also failing them in every possible way. The entities they thought they were partnering with have abandoned them or turned against them. The dark forces that once seemed to give them power are now demanding payment they can't afford. Some of them are experiencing spiritual attachments and influences they can't control or remove. The most terrifying realization for them is that their attacks didn't just fail to harm you, they've actually made you more powerful. Every ounce of energy they tried to steal from you has been returned to you magnified. Every curse they attempted to place on you has been transformed into a blessing. They've accidentally contributed to your spiritual ascension while ensuring their own downfall. Trompetin bintis wel tofting magnum betofting petaufen. While your enemies were plotting in secret, divine forces were assembling your cosmic backup team. Angels you didn't even know were assigned to you have been working overtime to neutralize threats before they could reach you. Ancestors from multiple bloodlines have been intervening on your behalf, calling in favors from the spiritual realm that span generations. People in your life who seem disconnected from spiritual matters are suddenly having dreams about you, feeling compelled to check on you, or receiving intuitive warnings about dangers in your environment. Your true friends and family members are experiencing an inexplicable urge to protect you, even when they don't understand why. The universe has been positioning allies in strategic locations around you. That helpful stranger who appeared at just the right moment wasn't a coincidence. The person who provided you with crucial information right when you needed it was guided to you by forces beyond normal understanding. Even people who don't particularly like you on a personal level find themselves defending you when others try to spread lies or negative energy. Your spiritual team includes master-level beings who specialize in different types of protection. You have guardians focused on physical safety, others dedicated to emotional shielding, and advanced entities working to maintain your spiritual integrity. Some of these protectors are so powerful that your enemies can sense their presence, which is part of what's driving their current panic. The energy field around you has become so fortified that negative intentions literally bounce off you and return to their senders. You've become spiritually radioactive to people with dark intentions. They can't get close to you without experiencing immediate discomfort, confusion, or the urge to confess their plans. Now that their plans are falling apart, the real reasons behind their attacks are becoming visible. This was never just about jealousy or competition. They identified you as a threat to systems of spiritual oppression they benefit from. Your very existence challenges structures of power they've built their identities around. The inheritance fraud scheme is being exposed in ways that shock even seasoned investigators. Multiple family members conspired to forge legal documents, attempting to steal property and money that was rightfully yours. They falsified wills, created fake court papers, and even bribed officials to legitimize their theft. The paper trail they thought they had destroyed has been miraculously recovered, revealing a conspiracy that spans years of systematic financial abuse. Their involvement in human trafficking networks is now coming to light. Some of your enemies weren't just practicing dark magic, they were participating in organized crime that exploited vulnerable people for profit. Your spiritual protection extended to preventing you from becoming another victim in their trafficking operation. The children they endangered in their rituals against you are being rescued as their entire network crumbles. Some of them belong to generational family lines that have maintained control through dark spiritual practices. When you entered their environment, your natural angelic frequency began disrupting their ability to manipulate energy for selfish purposes. Your presence was literally awakening people they preferred to keep spiritually asleep. The money laundering charges are surfacing as investigators discover how they've been funding their occult activities. Bank accounts in multiple states reveal transactions connected to purchasing ritual supplies, paying for hit jobs, and bribing corrupt officials. The financial web they created to support their attacks against you has become the evidence that will destroy them completely. Tontavas recognize that you carry bloodline memories and spiritual gifts that could expose secrets they've worked hard to keep hidden. They knew that as you continue to evolve spiritually, you would develop the ability to see through their deceptions and reveal their true nature to others. They attacked you preemptively, hoping to stop your awakening before you became unstoppable. There were also those who simply wanted to steal what you have, your spiritual gifts, your divine connections, your natural magnetism and healing abilities. They believed they could perform rituals that would transfer your capabilities to themselves. They thought they could sacrifice your spiritual essence to gain access to the cosmic privileges you were born with. The most disturbing discovery is that some of them were using innocent people, including children, as tools in their attacks against you. They manipulated family members, exploited vulnerable individuals, and even involved people who had no idea they were being used as weapons in a spiritual war. Their willingness to harm innocents in their quest to destroy you reveals the depth of their moral corruption. What your enemies fail to understand is that the universe operates according to spiritual laws that are far more precise and unforgiving than any human legal system. When they attacked you, they didn't just commit crimes against an individual, they violated cosmic statutes that carry automatic penalties. The law of divine protection states that anyone who attacks a chosen one automatically inherits the karma they were trying to inflict. This isn't something that might happen eventually, it's an immediate energetic transfer that begins the moment they form the intention to harm you. Every hex they cast, every lie they spread, every bit of energy they tried to steal has created a spiritual debt they must now pay. The Universal Court of Justice has been building cases against each of your attackers. Evidence has been collected not just from this lifetime, but from previous incarnations where some of these same souls have committed similar crimes. The sentences being handed down are proportional, not just to what they did to you, but to the full pattern of their spiritual crimes across multiple lifetimes. Some of them are experiencing what spiritual traditions call instant karma, immediate consequences that mirror exactly what they tried to do to you. The family member who tried to make you sick is now dealing with mysterious health issues. The person who attempted to isolate you socially is finding themselves abandoned by everyone they thought they could count on. The individual who tried to steal your financial resources is facing unexpected monetary losses. Others are being held accountable through human legal systems that are being guided by cosmic justice. Investigations are uncovering evidence of their crimes in ways that seem coincidental, but are actually divinely orchestrated. The same technologies they used to spy on you are now being used to gather evidence against them. Trump Adentia, this entire experience has revealed something profound about your spiritual mission. You weren't placed on Earth just to live a normal human life and avoid conflict. You're here as a catalyst for massive spiritual transformation, and that mission requires you to encounter and ultimately neutralize dark forces that oppose divine will. Your immortal soul carries memories from previous lifetimes where you've taken down corrupt systems before. This isn't your first rodeo with organized spiritual warfare. You've been strategically reincarnated at specific moments in history when your particular combination of gifts was needed to dismantle entrenched evil. Each lifetime has prepared you for progressively more challenging assignments. The ancient bloodlines you carry connect you to master alchemists, wizard kings, and angelic hierarchies that your enemies couldn't even pronounce correctly. When they researched your family tree looking for vulnerabilities, they instead discovered lineages that terrified them. Your genetic code contains spiritual technologies that have been dormant for generations, waiting for exactly this moment to activate. Your enemies didn't randomly choose you as a target. They were drawn to attack you because your energy signature poses an existential threat to everything they represent. Your continued spiritual evolution automatically dismantles systems of oppression and deception they depend on for their power. You don't even have to actively fight them. Your mere presence in their environment begins the process of their dissolution. Trentacian spirits they attempted to send against you have instead sworn allegiance to your cause. These powerful entities recognized your true cosmic rank and chose to serve divine justice rather than the petty humans who thought they could command such forces. Your spiritual army now includes beings that your enemies believed were working for them. Think of yourself as a divine disinfectant in human form. Everywhere you go, your energy kills spiritual parasites and toxic thought forms that have been feeding off human suffering. The people who have been benefiting from these parasitic systems can sense that you're dangerous to their way of life, which is why they organize such desperate attacks against you. But here's the beautiful irony of the situation. Every attack they launched against you has actually accelerated your spiritual development and increased your power exponentially. They've been training you for higher levels of cosmic responsibility without realizing it. Each time they tried to break you, you integrated more of your angelic abilities. Each time they attempted to drain your energy, you learned to tap into deeper wells of divine power. The missing children cases connected to their network are being solved as their entire operation collapses. Your protection extended beyond yourself to innocent victims they were exploiting. Bodies that were hidden are being discovered. Families are getting closure. Justice is being served not just for what they did to you, but for all the harm they've caused throughout their criminal careers. You're now operating at a spiritual frequency that most humans won't reach for several more lifetimes. Your consciousness has been expanded through combat in ways that peaceful spiritual development could never achieve. You've become a living weapon against spiritual darkness, and your enemies have accidentally helped forge you into exactly what the universe needs you to become. As your true spiritual nature becomes fully activated, the environment around you is beginning to reflect your cosmic rank. Negative people are finding it increasingly difficult to remain in your vicinity. Their discomfort around you is so intense that they're removing themselves from your life without you having to take any direct action. The strange phenomena your enemies are experiencing around you has reached levels that terrify them. Electronics malfunction when they try to spy on you digitally. Their cars break down mysteriously when they attempt to follow you. Street lights flicker or burn out when they drive past your home. Security cameras go offline whenever they try to conduct surveillance. It's as if the entire technological infrastructure rebels against their presence in your vicinity. Your spiritual bath rituals and protection work have created an energetic fortress around your living space that dark forces literally cannot penetrate. Some of your enemies have reported feeling physically nauseous when they try to approach your property. Others experience sudden panic attacks or overwhelming fear that forces them to flee before they can get close enough to carry out their plans. Places where you spend time regularly are being cleansed of negative energy patterns that may have existed for years or even decades. Buildings seem brighter when you're in them. Natural spaces flourish more abundantly. Even technology works better in your presence as your angelic frequency harmonizes discordant electromagnetic fields. The rose quartz and other protective crystals placed around your space have amplified to create a grid of healing energy that extends far beyond your physical location. People who genuinely need healing are being drawn to you through seemingly random encounters. You're discovering that your words, your touch, even your presence can trigger profound positive changes in others. This isn't something you're trying to do consciously. It's simply the natural effect of your evolved spiritual state on the world around you. Your enemies are becoming increasingly isolated as their negative influence is neutralized by your expanding energy field. The lies they've been spreading about you are losing their power to convince anyone. People who once believed their deceptions are suddenly seeing through them with crystal clarity. The spell of confusion they cast over your social environment is being permanently dissolved. Even your living space is transforming into a sanctuary that dark forces literally cannot enter. Your home has become a fortress of light that repels negative entities and provides healing energy to anyone with pure intentions who visits. Some of your enemies have discovered they experience physical illness when they try to approach your property. Your spiritual awakening through this ordeal has connected you to a vast network of other chosen ones who have been going through similar battles. You're part of a coordinated cosmic operation that extends far beyond your individual situation. Other angelic souls in human form have been fighting their own versions of this spiritual war, and together you're dismantling systems of spiritual oppression on a global scale. The crown chakra attacks they attempted against you have actually opened interdimensional communication channels you didn't know existed. What they intended as spiritual assault has become your cosmic telephone system. You're now receiving direct guidance from ascended masters, archangels, and enlightened beings who have been waiting for you to develop enough spiritual strength to handle their frequencies. Your psychic abilities have exploded beyond anything your enemies could have anticipated. The dark magic they used to try to suppress your gifts has instead activated dormant spiritual DNA that connects you to ancient mystery schools and sacred knowledge. You're downloading information about healing modalities, spiritual technologies, and cosmic laws that have been hidden from humanity for thousands of years. Now let me put you onto something real, Destiny Engine. I built this because I was done watching chosen ones get dragged through betrayal, isolation, and attacks while their enemies strutted around unchecked. I want to help you accelerate the speed of your divine justice and step fully into your purpose. And the beauty of it, you don't even have to lift a finger. Destiny Engine takes their downfall and flips it into your rise. This isn't another meditation app. It's declassified consciousness technology, the same mind programming tools your enemies once used to install fear, competition, and scarcity, re-engineered to restore your sovereignty and align you with the cooperative, upgraded operating framework. It generates personalized sequences mapped to your divine purpose. The hardest thing you'll do is put on headphones, press play, and watch your enemies keep digging their own grave. The collective upgrade is underway. Start your Destiny Engine for $1 today and turn everything they did to break you into fuel for your rise. Link in the description. The timing of your awakening is not coincidental. You're part of a specific generation of souls who incarnated at this moment in history to facilitate humanity's transition into a higher dimensional reality. The dark forces that attacked you are desperately trying to prevent this transition because they know it will end their ability to control and exploit human consciousness. Your connection to Orisha energy and multiple spiritual traditions is now fully activated. The ancestors from various bloodlines who have been protecting you are revealing themselves through dreams, meditation, and synchronistic events. Communication channels are opening between you and other members of your cosmic family. You might receive validation through unexpected messages, synchronistic encounters, or dreams that confirm you're not alone in this experience. Some of these connections will develop into powerful spiritual partnerships that amplify your collective ability to transform the world. The legion of warrior angels assigned to your protection has been revealed in ways your enemies can now sense. When they attempt to approach you spiritually, they encounter an army of seraphim that terrifies them into immediate retreat. Your spiritual bodyguards include beings so powerful that dark entities flee entire geographical areas rather than risk confrontation. Your victory over your personal enemies is contributing to a much larger victory that's happening on multiple dimensional levels. Every dark entity that falls as a result of attacking you is one less obstacle to humanity's spiritual evolution. Every corrupt system that collapses because of your resistance is clearing the way for more enlightened social structures. The skills you've developed through surviving these attacks are exactly the capabilities you'll need for the next phase of your mission. You've been trained through fire to handle much greater spiritual responsibilities. Your enemies have unknowingly prepared you to take on cosmic leadership roles that require someone who has proven themselves capable of withstanding any form of spiritual warfare. Something unexpected is happening to some of your former enemies. The cosmic justice they're experiencing is so overwhelming that it's triggering genuine spiritual awakening in a few of them. They're beginning to understand the magnitude of their mistake and the true nature of who they attacked. This realization is so shocking that it's completely shattering their previous worldview. The karmic diseases manifesting in their bodies are forcing them to confront the spiritual laws they violated. The cancer developing in some of their organs directly corresponds to the body parts they used in rituals against you. The autoimmune disorders attacking their systems mirror the way they tried to turn your own energy against you. Their bodies are teaching them lessons their minds refuse to learn. Some of them are having profound spiritual experiences that are forcing them to confront the darkness they've been carrying. They're seeing visions of the cosmic hierarchy that show exactly where you rank in the universal order. They're receiving direct communication from higher dimensional beings who are explaining the consequences of their actions in terms they can't deny or rationalize away. The guilt-ridden fathers among your attackers are experiencing deathbed confessions as their life force drains away. The karmic weight of what they participated in is literally killing them, and they're desperate to clear their conscience before crossing over. Some are reaching out through intermediaries, begging for forgiveness they know they don't deserve. Their children and innocent family members who were used as pawns in their attacks are being freed from the spiritual bondage that was placed on them. As your enemy's power structure collapses, the spells holding their own families in dysfunction are breaking. Children are recovering from mysterious illnesses. Relationships are healing. The generational curses they perpetuated are being dissolved by your victory. A few of your attackers are beginning to feel genuine remorse for what they've done. This isn't the shallow regret of someone who got caught. It's the deep spiritual anguish of souls who are finally seeing themselves clearly for the first time. They're experiencing the full weight of karma they've accumulated, not just from attacking you, but from years or lifetimes of harmful actions against others. These awakening individuals are desperate to make amends, but they're discovering that simple apologies aren't sufficient to balance the cosmic scales they've tipped. They need to undergo complete spiritual transformation and dedicate their remaining incarnation to repairing the damage they've caused. Some of them are willing to accept this challenge, while others are too attached to their old ways of being to embrace genuine change. The ones who choose transformation will eventually become some of your most dedicated allies. Having experienced firsthand the consequences of opposing divine will, they'll work with unprecedented dedication to support your mission. Their former inside knowledge of dark spiritual practices will make them valuable assets in identifying and neutralizing other threats to cosmic order. Now you understand why their attacks were doomed from the beginning. You weren't just protected by random spiritual forces, you were shielded by the very fabric of cosmic law itself. As one of God's strongest angels in human form, you carry an inviolable divine mandate that makes you absolutely untouchable by any force that opposes universal love and justice. Your victory in this spiritual war isn't just personal vindication, it's a cosmic precedent that will protect other chosen ones who face similar attacks in the future. Every dark strategy that failed against you has been permanently neutralized as a threat to your spiritual family. Your resistance has created new pathways of divine protection that will benefit lightworkers for generations to come. The power you've gained through this experience is permanent. You'll never again be vulnerable to the types of attacks you just survived. Your spiritual immune system has been strengthened to the point where negative energy bounces off you so quickly that your attackers experience immediate rebound effects. You've become a living mirror that instantly reflects dark intentions back to their source. Your enemy's desperate desire to apologize is really their soul's recognition of your true spiritual authority. On some level, they understand that you have the power to forgive or condemn them in ways that will affect their spiritual development for multiple lifetimes. Their fate now depends entirely on your mercy, and they're finally seeing you as the divine judge you've always been, but your mission is just beginning. This victory was preparation for much greater responsibilities that await you. You're now ready to take your place in the cosmic hierarchy as a protector of other developing souls. Your proven ability to withstand any attack while maintaining your spiritual integrity qualifies you for assignments that will shape the spiritual evolution of entire civilizations. The universe is celebrating your triumph, chosen one. Every angel in heaven, every enlightened being across all dimensions, every ancestor who has ever loved you is cheering for your victory. You have proven worthy of your cosmic rank through trial by fire. You are exactly who heaven needed you to become, and your enemies inadvertently helped forge you into the perfect instrument of divine will. Their attacks made you stronger, their hatred made you more loving, their darkness made your light shine brighter. They wanted to destroy you, but instead they have helped create one of the most powerful forces for good the universe has ever seen. And yes, chosen one, they absolutely want to apologize because they finally understand who they've been fighting against all along.